this is amazing. I was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mosman and Cam Water.
For the first time here for season 3. Davis on pole, Vanderkran in second. It's going to be sprint round action here tonight. Let's go racing here at Daytona. It was a good start there from Davis in comparison to Vanderkran in behind. Cowan's absolutely bogged it up and already dropped out of the top 3 here as they come down towards turn 1 for the first time. There's biffing and barging between Gallen and Cowan. These guys are still going at it after last season. They survived for this time by though. Through turn 2 and 3 they come. Nice and clean, boys. Keep it up as they come up to...
I love riding. It's a real social thing. There's a great bond between riders.
Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other.
Riding to work is a great way to start the day.
Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. They offer features riders really want. It's why they're one of Australia's leading motorcycle insurance providers.
Whatever you ride,
Whatever you ride,
Whatever you ride,
ride with Shannons.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Through turn 1, it was a horrible start from De Bono, who's absolutely bogged it up and gets eaten alive by Dixon and Gowans as they come on through. Through turn 1 they come, and they all spread out around in towards the first sector of the Silverstone circuit. They look all right at the moment. Okay, there's already been a car spun round. That's Jordan Ferguson offline.
Is green at Road Atlanta here as well. Faulkner did get away. De Bono is tucked in as well. Unfortunately, Houghton is on that outside line. De Bono does want to turn it to 2. He's got the job. De Bono's overtaken. Now can he get Ben Faulkner up through turns for 2 and 3? They go round the right-hander, dropping down the hill. Faulkner's out in front. De Bono second. Houghton third. Ratcliffe in fourth. No real dramas going into turn 1.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannons,
We've also got Shannon's home and contents cover.
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be.
Shannon's.
Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 134646 for a quote.
amazing. I was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mosman and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down to the hill. Sam Noble wants to slip on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because tell you what, Bruce Tanak and Jamie Dyson just absolutely drove away from us. Hayden trying to go around the outside. This is where he could have just sent it up the inside, but he hasn't completed it, which is fair enough. It's very scary out there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if we can move on. Dodds just absolutely think about it. It's a really nice move. Blake Delaney had to move out of the way.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to SRWtv, and welcome into round number 4 of season 1 of 2023 of the Warren Brown Tools GTD series. For a second week in a row, we are here in Italy for Autodromo Enzo Idino Ferrari, also more colloquially known as Imola, a world famous circuit for so many different reasons. We've already been here this season with the V8 supercars. Now it's the turn of the GTDs. Here tonight, I'm your commentator Hamish Munro, joined finally once again by Stefanie Piccoli, who has been away for quite a few weeks now, but it did give the opportunity to have both Steve Singovich and Brad Hudson in the booth in the last couple of weeks. Steph, you're all over your sickness now. It's good to see that you are like disturbed. You are down with the sickness and you're ready for some fantastic racing around a world famous circuit, sometimes for the right reasons, sometimes for the definite wrong reasons, like 30 years ago in 1994, but apart from that, a phenomenal place to race. Pretty much no matter what you're in, you can rock it around here in almost any car on the iRacing service and have an absolute ball of fun. So we should be on for a fantastic night.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back finally. It's been a while. Love this track. It's awesome. Always puts on some good racing. So hopefully the guys can put it on tonight and we'll have a good show for everybody.
Yeah, it is a as I mentioned, it's a real temple when it comes to the world of racing, a real gem in terms of importance and historical moments that have happened here. We mentioned it, 1994, the weekend that Roland Ratzenberger and Ayrton Senna passed away at this circuit, and after that they made the changes to what was effectively Turn 2, is now Turn 3 and 4 for the first set of chicanes around this track. It's a difficult circuit, 4.86 kilometres. It's fast-paced, it's technical, it's tough. It's a circuit that really, really separates the men from the boys, or the mums from the daughters. I don't know what the different saying is for the other gender out there.
I know,
but it's you know what, the more cross-gendered saying, I guess we'll say, it separates the pretenders from the real racers out there. It's a tough track with plenty of different tests throughout its twists and turns around here. I mean, the first challenge you get is at that very first chicane at Turn 3 and 4. Hard braking zone, pretty much one line through that corner. If we see anyone going through there tonight too wide, we'll be absolutely wincing, hoping that they make it through and up towards Turn 5. Because it is... Actually, no, I'm misspeaking. The chicane is Turn 2 and 3, actually. Sorry, the end of the chicane is Turn 4. And then up to the second chicane, 4, 5, and 6. Another spot where we could see heaps of off-tracks running it too wide, ending up in the sand. And then up at the dreaded hairpin at Turn 7, where we've seen many a car end up the wrong way around and pretty much asking, where can I go?
Yes. If you get Turn 7 wrong, you're in trouble. I have done that myself way too many times, unfortunately. Too many times I would care to count. I also think probably 10, 11, I think it is. The top chicane. That is, try and go through too wide through there. It's not going to work.
Yes, Variante Alta. That is not 10, 11. That's...
Sorry, it can't count.
No. It's because they count certain curves as corners. So out of 7, you come up through Turn 8. To the top of the hill is Turn 9. Then Turn 10 takes you towards the bottom of the hill. The bottom of the hill is 11, 12, and 13. It's then 14 and 15 that is Variante Alta. 16 is then the next curve in the road. And then 17 and 18 is Ravazza at the bottom of the hill. And then 19 is the little curve that comes up towards the start-finish line. So
yeah,
it's a tough place. It's like an American track. Oh, there's a slight bend in the road. Oh, it's a corner. So
yeah,
you know,
that's right. Some count, some not.
You really have to pick and choose what counts out there, don't you? But We have got higher numbers than we did last week. We do understand that there are some drivers out there probably practicing for the Le Mans 24 Hour tomorrow. But we have got at least 13 or 14 cars out on track, which should be good to see, including Championship leader Stefanie Piccoli, as well as Tom Williams. Ryan Bettis is finally back on track as well. Harry Dodds, Greg Barber, Jamie Davis, who's fresh into the series for this season, Josh King, Doug Gowans, Andrew Rushworth, Martin Lipsky, Shannon Wright, Aaron Stanley, Callan Hodgkinson and Sean Benici. And if he gets the green light, our race controller, Mr. Tyson McAvoy, will be heading out on track with these guys to rip around this beautiful part of the world for Imola this evening. But qualifying is getting underway. We've got 20 minutes of qualifying, Steph. Pretty much 20 minutes to catch up while these guys cut laps for us and at the highest pace they possibly can. There has been a little bit of controversy this season throughout some of these races. Hopefully tonight's not too controversial.
Yeah.
You know, it's tough. You know, it's tough to call. I mean, we hope for big numbers. We hope for some great racing. I mean, it's sprint round action tonight, 2 20-minute races. So hopefully, even with a smaller grid, we get some good racing amongst that as well. I don't know.
You would always like to hope you get some, decent side-by-side, lots of, bit of door-banging action.
You would hope that you would, as first laps are getting started now. Stefanie Piccoli was not supposed to race tonight, but he is out on track, so he's actually given up his time to come racing, which is good. So we'll see if he wins another race. He's been ultra dominant thus far this season himself and his teammate Greg Barber, who, since the trials and tribulations that he's faced in round 1, ever since round 2, he's been firing on all cylinders and starting to put challenges up towards the front end of the field and driving like the Barbs of old. As a person who raced in 8.6s last night, what were your opinions on Greg's commentary skills?
I have to be honest, I haven't watched the stream back yet.
Wow.
I have to be honest. By the time I got off last night, it was about 11:30, 11:45, and I had to be up at 5 a.m. for work. So, and then I didn't get home till about 6:30, 20 to 7. So I haven't actually had a chance to watch it yet, unfortunately. So I will be watching that tonight. I did listen into I did have one ear on the interviews at the end of the race. I will comment on that. They were pretty good. So.
Well, maybe a future for Greg Barber, moving from the RC into the BC.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's it. Yeah.
Maybe in a parallel universe, who knows? Maybe in the parallel universe, Barbs is commentator and Sinker is race controller. Or Hutto is race controller and Barbs is commentator, or your race controller and Barbs is commentator. Probably not allowed to happen in GTs. He's always going to race, but.
That's it.
Maybe those are the alternate universes that could be on offer for us in future. We'll have to wait and see. Aaron Stanley went provisional pole position on that last lap with a 43.5, but Stefanie Piccoli swiftly as ever claims that provisional pole spot with a 143.1. So he is already flying around this track in his Audi GTD car. So we'll see if that time actually does get challenged. Wow, he's a little bit off the pace early on though. He's not quite up to scratch. He hasn't even pipped the 45s in this qualifying session on his first lap. Possibly got caught up with some traffic, but we expect him to build up the pace and get further up the order, surely?
I would say so. Barbs is pretty good in the GT3, and that has been shown of late with some decent performances the last few weeks.
We've also got Jamie Davis fresh into the series. He signed up under the Audi tonight. Now, if he had hoped to race in the Mustang, he's kind of shot himself in the foot now because he's actually locked into this Audi now. He cannot change cars without getting disqualified from the race. He can still run if he joins in the wrong car, but he will not take any points for those races. He will get disqualified at the end of them. So now he must commit to this Audi. Now, this car may be his preference. He may have chosen this out of preference. I mean, his teammates out there in the Ford, the Mustang, of course. So we'll see, if it was a mistake or not. Barbs at the moment, though, coming into Variante Alta, is on 2 purples in the first 2, and then a personal best in the third sector. So if he can hold this lap together, Steph, He could be on for something special right now and possibly pipping the top of the timing tower for provisional pole position only 6 minutes into it. This could be a 42. This is looking like an absolutely mega lap from Barbs.
He's definitely on a flyer, that's for sure.
He's on 3 purples and a green. Up towards the line now comes Greg Barber of Blackout OPR. What's the time going to be for him? He crosses the line with another purple sector. Goes straight to the top with a 142.970. An unbelievable lap by Greg Barber. First 42 in the session, Steph. We're only 6.5 minutes in. Could we see more to come? Could Stefan get there? Could Aaron get there? Even Ryan Bettis as well? Have these guys got the pace?
Anything is possible. You never say never. But that is an absolute cracker of a lap. And rightly so, he's parked it up now. So that's an absolute cracker. My goodness me.
Well, the challenge has been set from Greg Barber. If you want to beat me to pole position, you got to get under a 42.9. Stanley crosses the line. Doesn't go any better this time by. McCartan has picked up the challenge and he's now back out on track. We'll see if he can better himself and Barbs on his next flying lap. You see his teammate Ryan Bettis warming up the tyres of that Mustang GTD car. See if he can go any better as of the end of qualifying as well. But still a long way to go. We've got 13 or 12 and a half minutes left of this qualifying session before we get into race 1 of 2 tonight. Our first sprint round of the season, Steph. 2 20-minute races around here. Could be chaotic, but the field could also stay quite condensed for both races.
It's a very technical track. I think if you were to do an endurance here, you would be quite mentally drained by the end of it. It's so easy to get an off track. Some of these corners, if you run the exit just that little bit too long, you can get an off track pretty easy. And on paper it doesn't look too bad, but it's actually fairly technical. You've got your sweepers, you've got your tight hairpins, you've got your chicanes, your curbs, and it's the camber of the track as well, especially the hairpin. It's fairly technical.
It's almost a bit like a roller coaster, isn't it?
It is.
It's kind of, this track, I think, more than quite a few, is actually a perfect mixture, a perfect blend of everything. You've got some fast-paced stuff around here. You've got your hard braking zones, great passing opportunities, some real technical stuff in a lot of the chicanes and the hairpins. But then you've also got the undulation changes as well in the midpoint of the track and towards the final sector too. So obviously, like the first 2 sectors, you don't really gain much elevation. Then once you get to turn 7, that's when the big elevation changes come and you start to move towards the top of the hill, and then you're back down into the middle of the valley where McCartan's coming into now for turn 10, 11 and 12.
Yeah.
It really is. It is a beautiful blend of technicality mixed with a bit of fast-paced action, but it takes full concentration. I mean, even though you have, the long straight for the start-finish line, you have a bit of a straight up towards Variante Alta, you never really have a moment of reprieve around here. And I think that also comes down to where the braking zones are too. Like here, you'd think you'd have a longer time between now and Ravazza. You're hard on the, in a supercar, for example, you're hard on the brakes mid-apex of that corner up towards Ravazza. Yeah. Like, you have got no time to take a breath and recenter yourself. This is pretty much the only point of the lap that you do. When you come onto the main straight, and if you're in a battle, you still get no reprieve because you're in a battle, you're trying to cover off on position, you're just trying to survive, these curves up towards turn 2. It is a tough track. It really is. And as you mentioned, an endurance race around here would be absolute hell.
Yeah.
It's like they've taken the end of the Kemmel Straight up to pretty much the last corner at Spa and has made it into a track. That's what it is.
That's it. Yeah. And you've got also the factor of with pits, the pit exit is right on the racing line. So that, you always... Yes, you hit the straight. The pit exit is not too far away from the braking zone either. So you want to, ideally, be over as far as you can for the braking zone, but also be mindful that there could be a car exiting pit lane, and you don't want to get in a tangle. So, no, I probably wouldn't even call the straight a straight. It's got a fairly big kink in it, which you can get some moves done there as well.
I just want to quickly mention Stefan McCartan has gone top of the timing sheet with a 42.9 himself, so he's accepted the challenge of Greg Barber. But yeah, this track, it holds a special place in a lot of people's hearts. If you were to do an endurance race around here, I think a 6 hour, maybe an 8 hour is like the max. You would not want to do any more than that.
No.
You know, especially if it's a car of two. If it's a car of two people and you're doing a 12 hour, I just no thank you. I want at least 3 in the car if it's a 12 hour.
Yeah.
Because you want to have a
you
break.
need it.
You need not only a physical but a mental break from this track after racing for so long. You mentioned the pit exit. One thing drivers need to remember as well is people who are exiting pits are going to have the right of way when they exit because they are coming onto the racing line. It's similarly to Long Beach where you're coming down towards turn 1 and then into turn 2 and 3. You can't move over in their way unless you are well clear of them. So it's going to be important that drivers keep an eye on their relative when they are approaching the pit exit because there could be a car coming right out of pits alongside them and they need to be careful not to just cut straight across. They're going to have to commit to just, if they just go full beans down towards turn 2, they're going to get past them coming out of the pits. They're going to get them before the braking zone. You're going to have ample time to get in front of them and get on the brakes and into turn 2. It's also then important as well for drivers coming out of the pits. If you're not racing for, like say if you're racing for P1 and P2's coming up on you, it's not really worth pushing to the point where you're forcing them to go side by side into turn 2. It's just going to end in tears. It's just better just to come out of the pit lane. If you see them coming, let them get in front of you, under brakes, and then just hook onto the back of them because you've got to let your tyres come up to temp anyway. If you change tyres, it's not worth it. It's not worth the grief that you can cause yourself instead of going into survival mode of hooking onto the back of them, letting your tyres warm up, and then putting the attack on them. Because if you've gone an extra lap than them, for example, Steph, and you've come out the next lap, their tyres, they would have been pushing to get their tyres up to temp and pushing to stay ahead of you.
That's right.
They could have burned slightly more rubber than what you're now going to do in behind them and conserving your tyres. And they're going to be pushing to try and build a gap. So you will actually, if you're able to stick with them because of the tow, you will actually be at a tyre advantage over your competitor. Now, they're not going to be changing tyres tonight. They're 2 20-minute races. I doubt they'll even have a pit stop in either race.
Potentially not.
But if they do, for whatever reason, if they were to change tyres, which they won't, you will be in the better position just to conserve tyres, sit in behind, and get ready to attack them once you've got your tyres up to temp. Because that's when you can best attack them at that point.
Yeah, look, there's plenty of places around here where you can set up your pass. You take your time, pick your point. There's a few places you would never think of doing it, but there are places as well where you can, especially the hairpin, you can throw it up the inside of the hairpin or whatnot. There's definitely places around here where you can get by. So if you've got the patience enough to sit in and wait for your moment, or put the pressure on behind, they may fall into a trap and make a mistake, and on you go through.
Well, not just that as well. Like, if you're say if you are battling and you're coming out of pits and you're side by side, say you get ahead, you're then trying to not only defend position, you're trying to defend position on cold tyres.
Cold tyres.
They're
gone.
It's a recipe for disaster in that sense.
By the end of the lap, you've got no tyres because they're too scrubbed.
Exactly. They're too scrubbed, and as you then get them up to temp, they're going to feel horrible.
Yeah. You have no grip at all.
So it's it's a real balancing act tonight. It's going to be less of a balancing act being a sprint round. 2 20-minute races. Drivers are going to be pushing for position. I'm sure they'll be trying to get anything they can. I must say, actually, looking at Tom Williams' car, I like that he has his name on the window banner with his car number. I like that.
Smart.
That would be incredibly difficult for us to implement as window banners across all the cars. But, wouldn't it be nice if we had all the cars like that with their car number and their name, and whoever's leading the championship, we do supercar style, they have an orange car number. That'd be
Yeah,
pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be cool.
Oh, maybe we need to put it into the rules. Must make a window banner like this and put it on your car. Then you'd be
Stinker,
chasing
if
people
you're
up to do
watching.
it. Oh, no, because then I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to do it and I'm going to have to implement it.
No, it's good. Hey, it's a good idea though.
It is, but then, although actually,
It's good.
because they don't get a car change, we wouldn't have to make separate window banners for every single car. It's just whatever car they choose.
That's right.
Wouldn't be as much work. Still
Too
be
bad.
work, but it wouldn't be as much work.
Wouldn't be too bad.
It's interesting for sure.
Yeah.
We've got a couple
Pitbull
of
idea.
Yeah, well, maybe we can get it implemented. I mean, if we were to do like a GT special event, endurance style, you'd just do the team name, wouldn't you? And then the car number
That's right.
on the window, you know?
That's
or
right. Yeah.
if you had teams separated into classes like Pro and then just GTD, you'd have like Pro, or you'd have GTD on the window banner next to their car number, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Sean Manish saying a few people would have the name wrap onto the
Wrap
side.
onto the
Yeah.
side. Fair point.
Yeah, they'd have it on the top of their window. I mean, it's nice though on the banner because you can read it. Like you could read William's name and his car number from far away. Obviously, we know whose car is which because of their car number and what car they're driving, and you learn them more often. But it's just a nice aesthetic thing, I think. But we've got a couple minutes to go now, Steph. 2.5 minutes to be exact in this qualifying session. Stefan McCartan, the current pole sitter, is not out on track, which makes me believe he will not be able to get another time in here because they would get cut off at the 20 minutes being a sprint round tonight. So Barber, Bettis and Stanley may have an opportunity here to beat him to pole position. No, the names are so long, wouldn't fit. Oh, for team names? Yeah, wouldn't fit for team names. Maybe drivers, like drivers' last names would fit. I wouldn't put their first name on it. I don't think that would work necessarily, but it's it'd be interesting.
It would be alright. But you'd have some that potentially wouldn't fit.
Yeah, maybe like Hodgkinson or Rushworth, or if Vandermeulen did it, or others like that as well. But we have a minute and a half left. This will undoubtedly be the final opportunity for Greg Barber to beat that time of Stefan McCartan at the top end of the field. It is currently a blackout OPR 1-2-3 in qualifying for McCartan, Barber and Bettis. Stanley is then in P4 for Everything Simulated Racing right now. He's doing quite well for himself in the BMW. And if we look at the top 6 cars, Steph, every single car is a different manufacturer. And we love to see it.
That's awesome. It's not very often you get to see that.
It's not. It is not. We got Audi, Porsche, Ford, BMW, Corvette, and Ferrari. We are still without the Lambo. We are still without the Merc. I'm sure next season we will see plenty of McLarens, seeing as it is being updated now. I have my fingers crossed that it has the flamethrower still. Even if it doesn't do it in real life, put it on the car. It would be absolute. It's a meme at this point of iRacing, is the flame-throwing McLaren. I hope,
it is.
just for fun, just put it on there. It doesn't make a difference. It's an aesthetic thing. Come on, iRacing, do it for us.
That's it.
Keep that.
Get the marshmallows in the car behind.
Keep the fire-breathing dragon alive. It's 10 seconds now in qualifying. Greg Barber is going to be the final car to cross the line in qualifying and have his time count here as he comes up to the line. Is he going to go pole position? He's had 2 purples and a green. He does with a 142.78 in the dying embers as the clock strikes 0. He got to pole position, and Stefan McCartan will likely only be able to laugh right now because that time was epic of McCartan's, and for Barbs to beat that is epic. But starting grid for race number 1 tonight, it will be Greg Barber to Stefan McCartan on the front row of the grid for a blackout OPR front row lockout. Their teammate Ryan Bettis will then start in behind them, ahead of Aaron Stanley, with Doug Gowans and Harry Dodds starting on the third row. Jamie Davis and Tom Williams then start P7 and P8, with Callan Hodgkinson and Andrew Rushworth making up the top 10. We then have Sean Benici and Josh King In behind them, with Martin Lipsky, the last car to get a lap time in, we also have Adam Hughes and Shannon Wright at the back end of the field. RC tonight is Mr. Tyson McAvoy. As I've learnt this week, we have a rolling start, so we're not going to the grid shot because it's not going to see any of the cars there. I've learned. Sean's saying, I want to see the flames from the cockpit.
From the cockpit.
Yeah, that's right. You drive behind it and just flame.
As long as you don't want to see it from the cockpit when you're in the car of it, because I think that would be bad news. Your car's on fire.
Yeah, you don't want your windscreen to turn orange.
As
That's a bad thing.
long as you mean you want to see it from behind, in the cockpit behind, that's okay.
Yeah, you want to be following the McLaren.
That's right. Anything else is not going to work.
Well, we will wait for the iRacing safety car to pull them around and get them going here for tonight's race. Through Sight and Sound on SRWtv, we bring the action of the Warren Brown Tools GTD series for round number 4 out at Imola. The second of our duo of our Italian races this season. Next week we have a massive round coming up. Of course, we head over to the US for Road America. And then we're swapping and changing back from Europe back to America the next couple of weeks. Hockenheim the week after for another sprint round. Then we're out for an enduro at Daytona, 60-minute race. Then back to Europe for Portimao for a sprint round. That's going to be epic. And then driver's choice into the season. I'm not 100% sure what the driver's choice round actually is and what they've decided. One thing, though, that I forgot to mention earlier tonight for the Legends was because Pukekohe is not in the season 4 build, the locked-in track for driver's choice is Sandown for Legends. So we will be going racing in Sandown next season. It does mean, because Pukekohe's heavily rumoured for season 1 alongside Gen 3, it does mean Pukekohe will likely be on the driver's choice list for season 2 of the Legends World Challenge.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that plays out. It should be good.
It will be.
Cadwell will likely be on the calendar next season because they actually do race there. But we must focus on GTD. So Barbs and McCartan continue their dominant run this season, Steph, by starting on the front row. They've got Bettis and Stanley in behind, hoping to, well, bring them some heartbreak, maybe claim a win for themselves. Safety car's going to pull into pit lane there. We're going to go racing around Imola for the first 20-minute sprint of the night. And it's Barber and McCartan on the front row. Lights are up. Let's see how we go for sprint round action around Imola. And who is going to survive the first lap jitters and anything in between as well.
It's the worst part as you're a driver, waiting for the lights to go green.
It is horrible. They haven't got the lights yet. Stanley and Dodds have jumped way too early. That's going to be a penalty for them for sure, Steph. McCartan knew they hadn't gone up to the line yet. Williams has now taken the lead. Unfortunately for him, that's for certain going to be, that surely is going to be a traverse through the lane because he passed Barbs, the leader, before the control line because the start line is further ahead than where the finish line is. And they all saw the finish line and thought, hey, we can go now. No, the lights were not up yet.
It has been called through for race control to review the start.
Well, it's to me, it looks pretty black and white, but Tyson will look at that in all detail, every possible detail he can and get the most out of it. But, I mean, the thing is, Stefan McCartan has dropped back a multitude of spots off that start because of drivers going too early and then confusing the rest of the field. That's what it looks like in my eyes.
Yeah.
But we'll see what race control say about it. They'll get all the angles. They'll know. Pretty straight up. I mean, it looks pretty cookie cutter to me. But regardless, Williams leads the way to Barber. Gowan's in P3 at the moment. Bettis in P4. Could be effective P2 though if there's a penalty coming Doug's way. Hodgkinson in P5. Stanley P6. Dodds P7, Davis P8, McCartan P9. Hughes is making up the top 10. He's already up 6 spots. Rushworth, Benici, King, Lipsky and Wright make up the rest of the field. as we come round to start lap number 2. And we'll see who or what's going to happen here in this race, because it's already been a controversial start.
Yes. I think we're probably lucky we didn't have an accident here too.
We were very, very lucky.
Especially Stefan McCartan waiting for the control line. Oops.
Let's quickly have a look. So, this is way before. That's coming down to Ravazza.
It was quite close.
I reckon this will be up here.
It's getting collected.
Oh no, that's the same spot. That's helpful. Oh, we'll stick with this for a second. We'll just fast forward a little bit to find the perfect spot. So let's watch. Let's watch from here. So, up in the blimp, safety car's in. They have lights on their screen at the moment, but they've not gone red. You'll see at the bottom of the screen, in just a moment, you'll see a white line across the track. Right. Where is it? It's going to show it. There. That white line. That's the finish line. That is not the start line. You see those grid slots after that? They're still grid slots. Look at them. They've gone. Barb's is gone, but he hasn't even got the lights yet, and he's realised that's the control line right there at the end of the pit lane. So there was about 4 or 5 cars that have gone past McCartan. There was a little bit of contact.
Yeah.
Well, there's about 4 or 5 cars that have just snuck past McCartan there off the start line because they've thought
it was go time.
Yeah, they thought it was go time when they crossed the finish line. Williams has now lost the position though to Barber. I don't know if he's actually given it to him. He hasn't. He's had an off track. This is what's happened and why Barb's has actually gotten past him. So he was leading up towards turn 11. Oh, big wiggle through there.
Rear end.
Yep.
Easy to do with that section.
Very, very easy to do. It's such a tough corner, such a tough little section. As we start lap 3, just under 4 minutes into this race. Aaron Stanley. What'd you hear?
Drive-through penalty for Aaron Stanley.
Yep, that makes sense. As Dodsey's gone off the track now. So it's starting to heat up in the mid-pack here. Let's quickly check out what's happened to Stanley and Dodds. So it looks like they've had a bit of a coming together. So here's Dodds through. Oh, he's just absolutely straight-lined it.
Overshot the braking point there, I think.
Yeah.
Too much speed to make the corner.
I think so. That's what it looks like. So Stanley's got the drive-through. I think what that'll mean is it'll mean I think Doug will get the drive-through. He may not. We'll see. And I think that'll also mean that Dodsey actually gets the drive-through as well. Possibly Williams. Because because we saw off the start, both Stanley and Dodds, I think it was, or Gowans, they both came through.
They did.
Which Gowans is only reacting to what Stanley's doing. He's reacting to what the car ahead of him is doing, which a lot of us do on a rolling start. But it does mean that it's actually it would have copped him, under strife a little bit, unfortunately. So
yeah,
it's just it's one of those things. I mean, I tell you what, they know where the control line is now, though, for sure. They know where they can go green.
They won't make that mistake in the next race.
I'd be worried if they do. If they made the mistake 2 races in a row, as Stanley's now into pit lane, committing to his drive-through. So, I mean, one slight mistake like that so early on can almost ruin your whole race, but them's the breaks sometimes. Williams is now under pressure from Ryan Bettis. Gowans and McCartan are working back, and McCartan is an animal. He has already gained back at about 4 or 3 of those spots that he lost off the start, and he's already back up into P5. He is ridiculous.
He's definitely in tune with his Audi there, and GT3s in general. Just a beast mode in it. It's insane.
I so hope we get the opportunity to do like a 6 or an 8 hour endurance race at some point here in SRW. I so hope we do, with teams and 2 to 3 drivers in the car. That would be awesome.
That'd be pretty
That'd
cool.
be so cool. Maybe we do stints as commentators where, a pair do it for 2 hours and the next pair do it for 2 hours and the first pair come back, or however it works out,
Yeah.
that'd be really, really cool.
That would be.
You know, or you know, a head producer, and then every hour or every 2 hours he gets a new set of commentators with him, or whatever it is. I mean, that'd be such a cool day to go racing.
Yeah.
You know, you run it over a weekend. The Saturday you have qualifying with a shootout. It'd be so fun.
That would. I reckon we'd probably get a few people sign up for that too.
Yeah, surely.
There's a lot of people out there that only do endurance racing.
Well, that's right. As Williams just got these under pressure now from Bettis into turn 2-3, too wide. Williams forced that on the grass. He's still there.
Those sausage curves, not fun to hit.
Oh no, are they going to go 3 wide? They are! That's big contact with Gowans into Bettis.
Oh, he's still going. Oh no.
What was that?
That was interesting.
What was that?
Oh wow. That was it could have been a lot bigger than what it was.
It could have. You're
I was
right
probably
there.
lucky it was only the two involved. 2 or 3, I think it was.
So there you see Gowans going for it too wide.
But 3 wide there is never going to work. Has he locked a brake?
No, I think Williams has actually clipped him.
Might have turned in a little bit, yeah. Exit stage right.
That's what it looks like. So hang on, let's just quickly. So this is when Bettis is going past Williams. This is on board with Williams. Let's go up here.
So it's been called a racing incident.
Oh,
Marginal.
that's
tough.
That is so tough. Absolutely the tightest of margins off that.
I can understand why it was called no further action.
I agree. I mean, there are a lot of parts to play there.
That's
What it's done, though, it has actually promoted now Adam Hughes up onto the podium, as well as Stefan McCartan back to where he started into P2. Hughes is up 13 positions now in this race. Of course, it will be, I would say, I don't know, we haven't done a sprint race in GTD Sport. I'm going to say it's going to be a reverse top 10, I would say. We've got 10 minutes to go, which means it'll be Josh King on pole position in his Team SRW Motorsports Mustang. It'll also be Sean Benici on P2 on the front row as well. They've got Gowans in behind them. A bit further back is Martin Lipsky in his Ferrari at the moment. I believe Martin's a privateer by the looks of it. I don't believe he runs a team paint normally in supercars and in Super Formula Lights.
I don't think he is. I think he is a privateer. I've been in other races with him. I don't think I've seen him in a team car.
Yeah.
It was interesting. That's all I can say.
Very, very interesting indeed. Lap 7 now.
Goodness me.
And as it currently stands, we have Barbs, McCartan, Hughes as well. So Barb's in well control of this race, Steph. He's got a 5.7 second gap back to McCartan in P2, who's got his own teammate Hughes on the back of him, 0.2 of a second. There's Williams in behind. He's got Hodgkinson and Davis on the back of him as well. So a little triad of Audis right now. rolling around together.
They are. Be fairly similar in pace as well, I would think.
Yeah, I think they're running around at a similar pace at the moment. They're
If the guys are smart, they'll work together to chase down Adam Hughes and tag on the back of him as well.
I don't think Cal wants to do that, being that Hughes is his teammate. He probably just wants to get past Tom and try and catch his teammates up ahead of him as well. They got Davis on the back of him. We know he's got some pace too.
Yeah.
And he'll be hoping to continue on in his good form recently, joining the series for the first time this season. He's running well in this race. They've got Rushworth not too far behind. He's got Harry Dodds all over the back of him, the newest Pacific Esports racing driver. As they come up towards turn 1, Dodds is going to try and line this up into the braking zone of turn 2. Too wide into the corner. Rushworth, is he going to try and defend it? He is. They're too wide through there. Oh, that was so close. Doddsy does well there to get the move done. Rushworth smartly just backs out of it at the apex of turn 3 and lets him have it. Benici, though, and Gowans now starting to get up on the back of him, but Rushworth's into the... What has happened to Andrew Rushworth?
Oh, no. He hit that... He hit that hard. He hasn't got any damage. Bit odd.
What has happened at this corner? Oh, he's lost the rear end.
Lost the rear. The Corvette, the rear end can be like ice.
Well, it's the same for the Mustang. It's like you got to set up the car around it. Hughes though
doesn't like curbs.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. Hughes though has now gotten past McCartan for P2 on the road to make top 2 in their Porsches, and then the next 4 cars being Audis. We then have the Ferrari of Dodds, 2 Corvettes of Benici and Gowans. The Mustang of Josh King makes up the top 10 at the moment. Then it's the Corvette of Rushworth, the Fez of Lipsky, the Corvette of Wright, the Ford Mustang of Ryan Bettis, and then the BMW of Aaron Stanley at the back end of the field. I'm actually surprised that no one else has actually copped drive-throughs for that start procedure, Steph. I believe it's only Stanley at the moment.
Yeah, it's only the one. Yeah, I haven't heard any other calls come through yet. Apart from Aaron Stanley and the no further action for the incident with Doug Gowans there. So, a bit interesting. A bit to unpack for what's gone on or whatnot. Wait and see, I guess.
That's all we can do. We've got just over 5 minutes to go in race number 1 tonight. Then we have another 20-minute sprint race to come after that as well. It'll be a reverse top 10 grid. I'm going to say it with gusto and confidence that it is.
I will confirm it is inverted.
Ah, very good.
Whole grid is inverted.
Whole grid?
Looks like.
Oh, that makes it even more interesting because that puts Aaron Stanley on pole position.
Looks like it's invert all grid.
Well,
so
then.
this should
Stefan McCartan has all my respect then, because I love a full reverse grid. It is phenomenal. The drivers hate it because it's pure chaos. I love it.
It's gonna be spicy.
Fantastic. But what it actually does is it gives opportunity to the cars that may have copped a penalty or may have copped a bad knock in this race to actually have a second chance in race 2. They're not hindered by it only being the top 10 inverted. It means that the likes of Stanley, the likes of, Wright as well, Bettis, Lipsky, they now all have an opportunity to actually have a good race in race 2 if they can hold it together at the front of the field. It makes it a little bit harder for the likes of Barbs and Hughes and McCartan to make their way through the field and try and get up onto the top step, especially within 20 minutes.
Yeah.
If there's carnage, though, it will make it a bit easier for them if they're able to avoid it. But it just adds a little bit of spice, doesn't it? Just a touch of spice.
Just keeps it interesting. Keeps the guys on their toes.
It does. Keeps me on my toes, for sure.
Exactly right.
I believe Mr. Gowans is trying to line up a move here on Sean Benici into turn 5. Gets it done, sneaks it up the inside. Benici follows him on through. I think Sean may have underestimated how tough the legends actually are to race before his debut tonight. Because he got into the chat. He said they were fun. He said the racing was fun, but he was not prepared for what it's like.
You got to drive him like a go-kart.
You really do. You just have to chuck him around.
Best way to describe it, you got to drive it like a go-kart. I was hoping to be on track tonight, but unfortunately got caught up at work, so that didn't happen.
With the legends, you just got to send it. I think
you do.
As just quickly, Shannon Wright's had an incident at turn 5. But yeah, you literally just have to send it and hope for the best and hope that you're going to get the grip.
Yeah, you just got to trust it.
That's it. Oh, another one of those slow spins. Thanks to the rear end of a mid-engine car. Does make it tough as he's only just gotten back out on track.
There's not much you can do about those slow spins either. You know you're going, and you can't do anything about it.
No, you can't. You
worst
really
feeling
can't.
in the world.
It is. It's. I mean, the only thing you can, if you can feel it starting to turn, then you can't. You have got time to adjust. But if you start feeling it as you're already spun round, you got no hope. It's happening. Like the car is saying no. I'm turning around. Thank you. We're going home. You're not able to go forwards. You're going backwards. But
we're going backwards.
Yeah. We have got 2 minutes left of this race, so we'll have one more lap to go, Steph, when we cross the line. For Greg Barber to take another win this season. Adam Hughes currently in P2, known for spinning safety cars, yet to spin his race car here tonight. So he's done a very good job.
I don't think Adam will let that down, really.
He definitely won't, since Tyson asked me to say it on all my broadcasts this week. So, yeah.
Oh, goodness. Poor Adam.
Well, you know what? He's answered by going fastest in the third sector this race.
That's right.
He's listening. He knows that we're talking about it.
That's right.
We're motivating him to go faster and not to spin the car. You know what it was? It wasn't a Porsche. It's because it was the Merc. That was why.
That's right.
Yeah.
Made wrong setup.
You know what? He did the Mark Webber thing. When Mark Webber went on Grand Tour to do test drives of supercars, he went full pelt in the Porsche because he raced for Porsche. Every other car, he drove really slow to make them look bad.
That's right.
So that's what Adam was doing for Mercedes, since he drives the Porsche.
This is how easy it is to put it in the wall.
Yep. No, I don't like it. It's not fast. You can't. I was full max, I swear. It spins. Final lap of the race, though. White flag lap this time by 30 seconds until the timer expires, but Greg Barber will not make the line before the time expires in this one. He's got just about, I want to say 3Ks until the line.
About that.
Turn 7, it's about halfway.
Yeah.
Maybe 2.7. So it's kind of been a race of two halves, hasn't it? It was eventful at the start. That's then led to the whole field separating pretty much. And then just the straight run home towards the checkered flag. Unfortunately, that's what happens when you get the low numbers, but
that's right.
We have got more numbers than last week, and hopefully next week with no special events on, we should get some quality numbers on board for it. Yeah, I think so. You know,
be good.
Hopefully it is. You know, there's plenty of people that have signed up, and hopefully they're able to race with us next week. Out at Road America, which should be a good run for these cars. Up to Ravazza now for Greg Barber. 5 seconds in hand over his teammate Adam Hughes. And around the final Ravazza, he comes down towards turn 19 and towards the checkered flag line on this track. Greg Barber, in dominant display, takes victory in race number 1 for Imola here tonight. Adam Hughes is going to take home P2 after gaining 14 positions this race. Stefan McCartan comes home P3 to make it a triple for Black Auto PR on the first podium. Williams is just going to outlast the other 3 Audi compatriots, the other 2 Audi compatriots, I should say. He takes home P4, Hodgkinson P5, Davis in P6. Dodds is going to come home in P7 ahead of Frog Leap Juice Racing, Sean Benici in P8. Josh King then for Team SRW Motorsports home in P9. After a solid performance, Andrew Rushworth with the chase down from Doug Gowans. He's not going to be quite close enough, and Rushworth is going to take the checkered flag first. He takes P10 ahead of Dougie. Bettis up towards the line now for Blackadder PR after an unfortunate major crash early in this race. He'll take home P12. Martin Lipsky up to the line. He'll take P13. Aaron Stanley a fair way back. He'll take P14 on the road. And then Shannon Wright, only just coming up towards Variante Alta, will take home P15 and pole position for race number 2 of the races here tonight. I completely lost my words with what I was saying.
Race
there.
1? Race 1
You'll take P15 of race 1. That'll start in pole position of race 2.
He will. Yes.
Being a full inverted grid here tonight. Although technically, would Tyson be on pole position because he's in the manual safety car?
Ooh,
I think so.
question.
He would.
I think
he would have the P1 grid slot, but
he would.
Shannon would be actual pole position. So
that's right.
he takes a solid run home. A good chunk of points for the Everything Simulated Racing crew with a top 5 as well as 2 top 15s in the field tonight. 5-minute warm up now. Good opportunity for anyone watching out there to go get themselves a drink or a snack and then lock themselves into the second 20-minute sprint of tonight. As we said, it'll be a full inverted grid for race number 2. And I'm just gonna stretch out a little bit. You know, get myself all relaxed and ready for the next race. That was a race 2 halves, wasn't it? It was a bit chaotic. Then it kind of cooled down, and then it was just a straight run home, which I think has been the cookie cutter template for how these races have been this season a little bit. Although Spa was pretty hectic throughout.
Yeah. Still agree with that.
Yeah. You know, which it's unfortunate. I mean, I love these cars. I love this type of racing. And I'd love for us to be able to run this proper and have, 30 cars every Friday night. That would be absolutely phenomenal. We have the sign-ups for it. It's just that some other things get in the way, whether it's life, whether it's events, whatever it might be, get in the way of that, unfortunately. But it is what it is. We've still got 15 cars out there tonight. Just a solid field. Good chance to have a chat whilst
there is
whilst drivers go racing.
Just hearing the in-game chat there in the background. Adam Hughes asked Race Control if he could ask a question, and Race Control's answer was, as long as it doesn't involve you spinning the car.
Sean Mitch saying dad duty calls have to withdraw. Unfortunate to hear, Sean. Top effort in race 1 tonight, mate. Hopes to see you back next week for Road America. Unfortunate.
The bugger. Always next week.
This is true. Since we're looking at a photo...
What track?
Oh, I was about to say, since we're looking at a photo of the great man, but it's disappeared. What's your thoughts on Ayrton Senna?
Oh, I sound a bit probably crappy here. I haven't watched a lot of his stuff, if I'm honest. I haven't seen many of his races to really.
Have you at least seen his not documentary, autobiographical film about him?
No, I haven't. No.
I recommend you watch that. It's very good.
I'm gonna have to get onto that.
It's very good. It's very, very good.
Get onto that.
Daughter started throwing up, so I have to take care of it. Totally understandable, Sean.
Oh.
Totally understandable. You go look
Family
after her,
first.
mate. And hope that she is feeling better very, very soon. Personally for me, Senna is he's a top 2 driver alongside Schumacher in terms of F1.
Mm-hmm.
Hamilton, you make the argument that his was the car more than anything. He was beaten by his own teammate as well. You can make the same argument for Schumacher too, but that Ferrari wasn't always the best car. He had to work to make that the best car. I put Senna equal first, if not second, to Schumacher. You know, he's an all-timer for a reason. The way that he could drive a car and drive around its issues was incredible.
Yep.
Weirdly, he was a very big humanitarian, but on track he was fiercer than anybody. Like if he had to, he would crash the car into you. He'd put the car in spots where he would go for the gap if you turn into him. The way that he would try and break drivers, if he goes for a gap and you just let him through, he knows you're going to let him through every single time and he's broken you. If you turn into him, he knows that it's not safe for him to go for a move on you at a corner or something like that. That was the way that he would test drivers. So he'd put his car at risk to learn more things about his competitors, which is quite tenacious and it's aggressive as all hell, but you know,
interesting way of going about it.
A very it might have been the way of the times, though. Might have been the way of the times.
Right. That's right. You wouldn't see that these days.
Definitely not. You definitely wouldn't. As we've got a couple of cars out on track, those being Stefan McCartan and the safety car of Tyson McAvoy. I wonder if Tyson would spin this car.
No. I mean, we've had Leakey blow the engine at Bathurst. We've had
Hughesy spin it. Oh, he's heard me. He's going to deliberately spin it now.
He's done it.
Yeah, he's deliberately done it because he heard me say it. Yeah.
He's done it on purpose.
Well,
it's normally in safe hands with Tyson.
The question I posed on Tuesday night, what was worse, Leakey spinning the safety, Leakey blowing the engine of the safety car, or Hughesy spinning it on his way back to pit lane?
Ooh, I think it's harder to blow the engine where he did, where Leakey blew it. I can see how easily it was for it to be spun the other night. That was, you know, you're trying to get away from the pack, so you give it some jandle, and it's just gonna light up on you. So I think, it's the worst one's probably
it wasn't even that it wasn't even that he lit it up though. He caught the curb, and that's what spun it.
Yeah. I think.
You know what?
That's easy. It's easy to do though.
It's more impressive that Leakey blew the engine because he blew it after coming up the straight, up Mountain Straight.
He did.
And then as he came through Griffin's Bend and in towards turn 3, that's when it's blown. As he's up towards Silman Park. Like, that's a tough spot to do it.
Don't know how he did it.
Apparently he was just running at full beans in second gear, and that was what blew the engine.
Yeah,
so oil temp went up.
That'll do it.
Starting grid for this race, though, race number 2 here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, will be as follows. It'll be Shannon Wright on pole position ahead of Aaron Stanley alongside, with Martin Lipsky, Ryan Bettis on the second row, Doug Gowans, Andrew Rushworth on the third. Josh King will start alongside Harry Dodds, with Jamie Davis and Callan Hodgkinson in behind them. Unfortunately, Sean Benici will not make the start of this race due to personal reasons. We totally understand, though. It'll then be Tom Williams, Stefan McCartan, Adam Hughes and Greg Barber at the back end of the field of this race here tonight.
I heard race control on the radio to all drivers advising them where the control line was.
I'm glad.
So
I'm glad. Because
so
maybe after 20 minutes of racing they forgot.
Maybe. So fingers crossed we go at the right point now.
I hope so. What's funny is, though, because of the reverse grid, it does actually put the pole position on the other side of the track. They're now off the racing line, and they're now on the less... they're on the more favourable line into turn 2, actually. Yeah. Because they'll be on the braking side of the track, where there's more rubber. But up towards the finish line, they will go as of the start line, which is further around the corner. They have gone green, and they have gone racing. No muck-ups this time by, it seems. Off the start line, but Dodds has ended up in the grass. He's done well to survive. There's massive contact in the background. Williams has collected his own teammate into turn 2. What has happened into that braking zone. That was huge. As Bettis is all over Lipsky now up towards turn 7 in the battle for P2. Side by side. Bettis may get left out, hang out to dry. He can't get it quite done. And that would actually come down to one other thing that's a bit important about this track, Steph, is this track, it's very easy to defend and it's hard to attack. If you're ahead, you can defend position quite easily. I'm not sure. Was there a safety car called? I think there might have been.
There was. Yes, there is.
Okay.
Yes.
So this will now give us a quick chance to see what's actually happened here off this race start. So we'll go back to where Dodsey actually goes off track. So you can see here he comes down through turn 1, runs it out wide. So there's a slight contact with King. And then I believe it might have been Williams. So he's in behind Dougie Gowans. Oh, there's already pre-contact in the background with Barbs, I think it is. That's then sent Davis into Williams, into Gowans, and then into Wright.
Wow.
So that's what's caused that.
Massive.
Oh, no, that was Hughes, actually. That was Hughes that caused that then. So let's quickly look at this in real time.
Wow. There's a bit to unpack in that one.
There's quite a bit. So this is what it was like in real time. So we see here slight contact between Hodgkinson and Hughes. That's then unsettled him. That's then put him into Davis, who then went into Gowans, who then went into into Williams, and then into his own teammate in Wright. So that's kind of that all now unpacked.
Yeah.
As he will be under safety car. As of the end of this
such a small touch, it's made it quite big. Big incident. It's such a small touch.
It has. So it's only the minors that can. Sometimes it's those most minor moments that can cause it. You know.
Throw it up on its head.
It really can. Honestly, it can.
But when you look at, the guys are pushing to get up towards the front. You got cold tyres, not up to temp yet. They're going to start pushing from the get-go, being only a 20-minute race, to make their way back through the field. It's easy to do. Very easy to do.
Yeah. Luckily, I don't think anyone actually had a tow back. It seems. Unless it was it might have been Shannon Wright, actually, because he hasn't actually set a lap time. So I think he has been allowed to tow back, and then he's actually... So race control's likely told him he can tow, and then they brought out the safety car, and then now he's already back out on circuit, so...
Safety car in this lap.
Yeah, we would expect it to be. There's no wave rounds that need to happen, nothing like that. Just to control the field, bring them back up to each other, and get underway once again, so...
That's all right.
I think Tyson just wanted to go for a drive.
I think so.
You know, he just wanted to have a rip in the safety car. That's what it was.
He's been burning all night.
Well, he got to have a run in the warm up. He's like, I want to drive it again. I want to prove to Adam that you don't have to spin it on the way back to pit lane. So I'm going to call a safety car off this massive incident.
Try to show him how it's done.
That's right. That's exactly right.
It's always in safe hands with Tyson.
There was smoke up ahead. Has he actually done it?
What's happened?
Has he actually done it?
He's about something in the chat.
Yeah, he's deliberately. He
deliberately
did it. Yeah, he deliberately did it. Yeah.
Just when I said it's in safe hands.
Yeah, he deliberately did it. He's done that. He's done that for the meme.
He has.
Fair play, Tyson. But we know that you deliberately did that. We know that Hughesy did not mean to do it on Tuesday night, so his is still funnier.
He's just trying to one-up him.
That's exactly. And again, it proves the point of he deliberately called it.
Did not do that. My wheel actually died.
Did it actually?
No, really?
Yeah, my wheel turned off. So.
Oh no! Here we are. Here I was saying, you know, the safety car's in safe hands with Tyson. The next minute, exit stage left.
Okay, all right. Well, now we can claim, Tyson, that both you and Hughesy spun or crashed the safety car in the same round. All right, well done. We're under green once again.
Thanks.
Oh, that's unbelievable. That is insane. And you know what?
He's had someone there pull the power plug out.
Some will claim that is karma for him giving Hughesy so much crap.
That's right.
For spinning the safety car. Ryan Bettis has made his way past Martin Lipsky in towards 4 and 5. We see Davis and Hughes. They're battling in behind, but there's contact with him through 5. Hughesy just so happens to get it going once again. And he's called that in on Davis, so we'll see if there's anything coming from that. And unfortunately for Davis, he's trying to have as many clean races in a row as he can, Steph, because he's trying to get license points back. Oh my God, Doug Gowans, what has occurred there?
It's a bit interesting, that one.
Doug Gowans exit stage right. How has this occurred up at turn 9? He's got Hodgkinson in behind him. Oh, just a slight touch from Dodsey. Yeah, bit of a racing incident in my eyes for that one, but
not much in it.
No, not much in it for sure. So yeah, Hughesy's obviously called that in. Looked at, and,
028, Callan Hodgkinson, drive-through penalty.
Okay, so they've determined that he, for whatever, that you know what, that'll be for the lap 1 incident.
Lap 1.
So they've given that he has incident responsibility for the contact. But yeah, the problem now for Jamie Davis is he's trying to have, I believe it's 9 races in a row of clean racing, no incidents.
I believe it is 9, yeah.
If he gets, I believe he's not quite at his 9. I think if it wasn't last night, either tonight or Tuesday would be his 9th race. And if he's copped a license point, if he's copped a penalty tonight, he will have to say bye to the 4 license points coming back to his name. Which is a shame because he's been driving extraordinarily tidy these last few weeks. Like he has really been trying to race as clean as possible. And if it's in a one-off of him just signing up to come race GTs on Friday, if that's what causes it, your heart has to break for him.
It does.
Because he's worked so hard to get that back. Unless it already has. If it already has, then that's different.
Then that's okay, yeah.
Like if last night was his 9th race, fair play. He's got his 4 license points back. But if tonight was his 9th, oh, your heart has to break for him. It really does. I was saying full send as Bettis, McCartan, they're both now on the podium. McCartan gets the job done on Lipsky. As soon as Jack said full send, McCartan did it. And now Rushworth's looking to get past too.
Jamie Davis has a black flag also.
Unfortunate there for Jamie. We'll get all the info about it. If this is prior to his 9th clean race in a row, if it is, then you have to feel for him. If last night wasn't the 8.6s, then he might be okay. But that would be so tough after committing to getting those back. Barbs now gets past Rushworth. Dodds past Lipsky as well, so he's already dropping 8 spots here. We've got Josh King on the back of him now. I don't know, Martin struggles, it seems, just to get maximum pace out of this car. I wonder if it's maybe his rig or maybe just doesn't have the skill set just yet to full push, maybe even the confidence possibly.
Potentially. One of my favourite GT3 car is the Ferrari. Just because of how balanced it is.
I think it is. I think it's the best GT strictly because you can race it at such an early point in your iRacing career.
Yeah. But I think it can. It definitely helps you with your racecraft.
If you can learn to drive that at full pace, I feel like you can drive almost any of them.
Yes.
Like really, like you can drive
Really
it relatively quick, right, and be competitive. But if you can drive that at top level, you can, relatively speaking, race nearly all of them at top level. I think. It's a great groundwork GT car.
It is.
Jack, I was saying we missed you in the buzz boxes tonight.
I'm spewing, Jack. I got caught up at work. I should have left at 4:30. But being a Friday, nothing ever happens or nothing ever goes to plan on a Friday, as many people would know. Friday is Freaky Friday, and unfortunately I didn't leave until 6 o'clock. So, I was hoping to be out on track. I should have been on track. I had everything scheduled to be on track, and it didn't happen.
Oh, Lipsky's absolutely blown up. Turn 1, 2. That's who was
Dodgy and Rushworth off track as well.
Yep, there's Rushworth, there's Dodds. These guys are about to coming together. What has happened to them down here? Down at turn 2. So they were side by side into this corner. Oh, Rushworth just caught the grass and just the slightest touch to them. That's then caused Doddsy to go round. Luckily for Josh King and Adam Hughes, they did not get caught up with Martin Lipsky slowing to an absolute snail's pace there to avoid him. It must be said. Why is this not hiding the car? Now it hides the car. That's helpful. Dodsy's over the radio calling that in.
He is.
I mean, you have to, by the looks, I mean, that is, unfortunately, I think that is Andrew's fault. He has incident responsibility on that one. He's caught the grass, he's put his car out of control, and he's hit Dodsy.
That's right, yeah.
Nothing
It is
malicious. Nothing malicious about it.
No,
it's not a malicious incident. It's just a mistake.
That's right, and it's an easy mistake to make.
Oh, very, very true. No matter what you're driving, just that little bit of grass can hurt you. Oh, Williams trying to get it past Josh King right now through Ravatsa. 2 wide down towards 2 and 4. No, has to back out of it. Tries to get the toe back. Here comes Adam Hughes alongside him down the main straight. Are they going to make it 3 wide? No, they're not. No. Williams is not quite close enough. He made us have to get up the position. Josh King, though, is going to help Williams here by blocking Hughes. Trying to save both his spots. Hughesy trying to send it on King. Can't quite get there. Great defensive driving there from Josh King.
Did very well to keep both of them at bay there.
He used the absolute Great Wall of China that is the Mustang GT4 car just to block the middle of the track and give him no lane past him. That was very smart driving by the Team SRW Motorsports drivers. They come up through turn 7. Hughes now, though, on his inside line, has the run out of turn 7. He might get this done in towards turn 9. 2 wide. King's going to have to back out of it, I think. No, he's still going to hang it with him. He's gone out way too wide, though. They're still too wide through this section down towards turn 11.
No.
If this blows up, Williams is going to have to try and take evasive action. King just gets it through. Phenomenal driving from these guys.
Wow.
And as I say that, I thought Dougie Gowans actually lost in the background. He didn't. Hughesy's trying to go up the inside at Variante Alta. Can't quite get there. King is like a cork in a bottle right now.
Right.
This is fantastic racing. Hughes is going to try and line this up at Ravatsa. King is not giving him anything. There is no laneway for this move. King is trying to save this top 5 as best he can. Hughesy forces him out wide, 2 wide into turn 18. The battle is still on. It's a drag race out of the second to last corner. Adam Hughes is just going to get past him here, and Williams may try and follow him through as well.
Dougie Gowans is coming into play here as well. Making a 4-way battle now.
Williams and King side by side in behind Adam Hughes into 2 and 3. Josh King once again. He's only just going to get passed by Tom Williams. Gowans is now going to try and follow him through as well.
Andrew Rushworth is serving a drive-through penalty.
Oh, Williams wants it wide.
Oh, no.
Gowans and King get past. Gowans is trying to line it up now on King. I think we have to change Josh King's name to Hodor because he is just absolutely defending this for his life right now.
He's doing a fantastic job.
He is doing
His
incredibly
guys
well.
are doing awesome to keep it so clean.
Stephen Banks
side by side, some of these corners.
Oh,
is
it's ridiculous, especially around here. Absolute millimetre moments between them. Stephen Banks in the chat saying, ouch, that sucked for Dodzy. Nothing intentional by Andrew, though. No, exactly right. Banksy's nothing intentional, just a slight mistake. It happens, unfortunately.
Serve the drive-through penalty for the contact as well.
Asu Variante Ultra, they come now. We have 4 minutes left of this race. Williams is pushing ultra hard. Josh King is off the road, though.
No.
So after all those efforts, he's blown it up a Variante Ultra into the braking zone. Oh, it's unfortunate for King. So unfortunate. The drive of his life. And he's just had to give it up in the dying embers. You hate to see it. Right now, though, he did very, very well. Right now, though, Aaron Stanley is getting hunted down like a gazelle to a lion by Ryan Bettis at the front of the field. Bettis has closed this gap now down to 1 second over the last 10 minutes or so on Stanley at the front of the field. It's going to be Blackout OPR versus Everything Simulated Racing, a Mustang GTD versus a BMW M4 GTD car. And the race for the win is on here. It is on for young and old. Less than a second now is the gap. 3 minutes to go, 2 laps to go of this race. And Aaron Stanley is just going to try and survive to Ryan Bettis here. He started in P2 on the road. Bettis started right behind him. And they've been going at it all race, Steph. Shannon Wright, who started pole, unfortunately dropped off early after the contact on lap 1. But these guys have done well to survive. McCartan, Barber, and Hughes, the 3 Blackout OPR boys, they've done well to come up the field 11, 12, and 10 spots respectively for all 3 of them.
Yeah, well, that many spots is insane. Awesome drive from them, from Blackout OPR.
I mean, we expect it from them, though, at this point. No, we expect...
They're at the pinnacle of, pro class.
Yeah, well... we said if we were going to have classes, it'd be Blackout OPR class and everyone else. But,
that's right.
we haven't even got classes yet, just because we haven't had the drivers. But
no need to at this stage.
No, not at this point in time. Jamie Davis has not rejoined the track, unfortunately, after getting his drive-through penalty. So unfortunately, he has decided to give it up tonight. 2 laps to go, though. And that gap is now down to 0.6 of a second between Aaron Stanley and Ryan Bettis for the lead of this race. So in the first sprint of the night, we did not get to have a P1-2 battle for the win right on the line. No. Second race of the night, like always, we get one. It was the same with Legends, and it's the same with GTDs. We get the race for the win right in the dying embers of the race, like right on the final lap. We're going to get this battle. As long as Ryan can get up on the back of him, we're going to get this. And Aaron's only going to have to defend for a lap, but Ryan is a tough competitor. He's tenacious. He will pick up any crumbs that Aaron leaves behind him, and he will swiftly get this car past as soon as he can.
He's definitely closing that gap in. He's making quick work of it.
Well, it's down to 0.4 of a second for the Blackout OPR car of Ryan Bettis to Aaron Stanley ahead of him of Everything Simulated Racing at the front of the field. Final lap dash to the checkered flag now. White flag is out from Barney. 1 to go for Ryan Bettis to get this done. 1 to go for Aaron Stanley to defend the position, to defend his own honour, and to claim a win this season for Everything Simulated Racing in the BMW M4 GT3 car. Down through 2 and 3 now. Bettis is still right on the back of him. Down through 4, up towards turn 5 and 6. We've seen many an incident tonight. Under brakes through the chicane now. Well done by Stanley and Bettis. If he's going to get this done, it's going to have to be into the Ravatsas, you'd have to think, Steph, because he's not quite close enough to have a send at Variante Ultra at the top of the hill.
Not quite yet. Bide his time for a third sector.
Yeah, he's going to have to, I think. up through 9, in towards turn 10. Gap has gained just a little bit now for Stanley. In towards 11, 12, and then into 13. He's got one more opportunity, does Ryan Bettis. He needs to maximise the exit of Variante Alta if he wants to put the pressure on Aaron Stanley at Ravazza. Cuts the curb. Stanley still leads. One opportunity left for Bettis. If Stanley makes the mistake, he'll be right there to pick up the pieces. Into Ravazza now. Stanley's not close enough for the send. Into turn 18, and Aaron Stanley, who has led pretty much every single lap of this race, is going to take victory not only for himself, but for everything simulated racing as well. He wins race 2 of the Imola Sprint to Ryan Bettis and Stefan McCartan in P3. He will win the round tonight, Steph, with Barbs in P4. Barbs will win the round, sorry. Hughes in P5. And Gowans will finish in P6 ahead of Tom Williams. What a race, though. Unbelievable.
Oh. Ooh, Josh King getting a bit sideways out of the class corner there.
He did well to catch it up.
He did.
Up to the line, King takes P8, Hodgkinson in P9. Dodsey will make up the top 10, but all eyes are on Everything Simulated Racing and on Aaron Stanley, who took one hell of an impressive victory here in race 2. Barbs will win the round. We won't get to have a chat to him about his commentary efforts though, Steph, because he hasn't finished on the podium of race 2.
No, he hasn't.
Ruining our opportunities to have a chat to him is Mr. Greg Barber. But we will now wait for our 3 podium finishers to come and have a chat to us, and Stefan McCartan, Ryan Bettis, and Aaron Stanley at the front of the field. What a race it was. I think we can both agree race 2, the superior race tonight over race 1. And I've just seen that Di Feldman saw the replay of Tom Brown's car in the Legends tonight. If you guys haven't seen it, go check out the Legends World Challenge. Happened before GTDs tonight. Only goes for about an hour. Race 2, Tom Brown doing his best Takumi impersonation out of Initial D. It was incredible. it was incredible. I could not help it but laugh on stream when I saw it, Steph, because I could not believe the angle of that car. It was incredible.
Got 2 streams I have to watch tonight.
Yep, you do. Yeah, luckily for you though, the Legends only goes for an hour.
That's right.
And realistically, you only have to watch race 2, which only goes for like 15 minutes.
There's only no fun in watching only one race. Got to watch.
That's true. You watch both of them. I mean, at maximum, you're watching 35 minutes of content.
Yeah, that's right.
Our feature race results, though, for this race up on your screens now, ladies and gentlemen. It will be provisional as it is. Aaron Stanley in P1 ahead of Ryan Bettis in P2. Stefan McCartan will finish out the podium with Greg Barber and Adam Hughes in behind him to make up the top 5. Doug Gowans, Tom Williams make up the top 7 with Josh King, Callan Hodgson and Harry Dodds. Make up the top 10 to Martin Lipsky, Shannon Wright, Andrew Rushworth, the final cast across the line in this race. Jamie Davis, 8 laps down. Sean Benici, unfortunately, not getting going in race 2 here this evening. As we await our podium finishes to come have a chat, we already have Mr. McCartan. Oh, he left straight away. How rude, Stefan. We're supposed to be having a chat and you just leave.
Quick.
It was very quick. Very, 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 very quick. Ryan saying won't be able to do interview tonight. Have to pick up a mate from the station. No worries at all, Ryan. Totally understand. That means we only have 2 people to chat to, Steph, and those will be Mr. McCartan and Mr. Stanley, assuming that they both actually want to come and have a chat to us.
Would hope so.
If they don't, we're just going to be here twiddling our thumbs for 5 minutes waiting for them to show up.
That's right.
As always, though, we'll give them 5 minutes to get into the green room. We understand that sometimes, duty calls, they might have to, or nature, they get the nature's call after racing for 40 minutes, and might need a bit of a drink as well. So we understand McCartan is in there, so we'll drag him in for a chat post haste. Mr. Stefan McCartan, the only Black-Eyed OPR driver we get to talk to tonight, and I'm quite disappointed because I actually wanted to ask Barbs his opinions on his own broadcast abilities last night when he commentated on 8.6s. But we cannot get everything that we want in life. but we do get to have a chat to you for a 4th round in a row. But this time you're not on the top two.
Yeah.
This time though, you're not on the top 2 steps, unfortunately.
It's all good. I'll take it.
Well, you have at least come P2 for the round tonight, P3 in the feature race. There was some fantastic battling further through the pack. What was it like though for you trying to make your way through that pack from the back of the field and up into P3?
I mean, I found it pretty easy when everyone just died at turn 1 in front of me, and I managed to gain, I think, 4 positions out of it. Yeah, I was pretty lucky. I don't know exactly what happened. I think Husey had a bit of a dive bomb and caused a bit of mayhem, but it was good racing. The slower guys, the AM guys, they were all clean. They kept their lines and made it easy. Once we sort of made an overtake, they allowed it to happen. They weren't fighting it because I know they're not fighting the pro guys in the championship and stuff. So all in all, it's good fun.
So have we actually now got a class split at this point, or is it like, have we got too little information to really tell?
There's a prelim class split. It was really just dependent on the numbers tonight because there's a few guys that haven't shown up yet, and therefore kind of hard to put them into a class without showing. But with SRW rules and stuff, they'll probably just get moved, and if they show up, they'll go straight into the pro class, and what their pace is what their pace is. So they'll be out next week along with the updated standings.
Very good, very good. Next week, of course, Road America. Bit of a tough test. Hopefully, with no endurance event on that weekend or a special league event, we should get some more numbers. It was good, actually, though. We did have more numbers this week than we did last week when we were going head-to-head with the Pro Invitational. So we did at least get some drivers on track tonight, even though there'll be some out there probably practicing for the Le Mans 24-hour tomorrow. I assume Blackout OPR is running some entries tomorrow in that race?
Yeah, we got 2 entries, GDP and then a Pro GT3.
Very good.
Well, Pro within our team, GT3, yeah.
Very good. I assume you are driving one of them?
Yeah, so it's myself, Jake, Thomas Freeman, and Greg in the GDP, and then Luke Rosella, Adam, Ryan, and Jimmy Bull in the GD3.
Very good. Well, I hope you guys have a good run over the 24 hours, and hopefully you guys can make it home without needing an extra pit stop in there to repair your car. Can't always be done, especially in a 24-hour race. It's very, very rare that does occur, but let us know, mate. It helps get you and Blackout OPR on track. Anyone else you want to give a shout-out to as well? And for myself and Steph, congratulations on your P3 here tonight, and I believe you would still be leading the championship at this point, if I'm correct.
I think so. With the way the drop rounds work, I would be. But thank you to Blackout Electrical Solutions, name and right sponsors, Simrigs, Distraction Sim Supplies, Palmerston Bakery, Shunt Scenery, and DSM Painting and Decorating, and CSRW for putting on the series.
Very good, mate. Well, best of luck next week for Road America and for the Le Mans 24-hour tomorrow. Hopefully you can continue this strong run of form and continue your way to a GTD championship here in SRW. Hopefully we can see you back on the top step next week. But it was actually nice seeing a non-Blackout OPR car win for the first time this season, I must say. It's not just the Blackout OPR and Friends GTD series. Other people can win too. But yeah, best of luck, mate. Thanks for coming and have a chat, and hope you have a good week going forward.
Cheers, guys. Catch up.
Thanks, mate. Well, Steph, we haven't got our winner in the green room to have a chat to tonight, unfortunately, for them and us. We don't get to have a conversation. But that's all good as well.
Yeah, it would have been good to get their insights in tonight's race.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess we can't always get, what we want out of it, of course, but them's the breaks sometimes. But it has been a good night thus far as well. I mean, we had fantastic Legends action earlier tonight, and then some brilliant GT action here for our Friday night double bubble. As always, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your time being here with us. We have to give a massive shout out to our series sponsors, including our title sponsors, Warren Brown Tools, for their continued support on the Tuesday night Warren Brown Tools V8 Supercars series, the Friday GTD series, and the Sunday V8 Supercars Championship, as well as to Cooler Master for picking up the support for the Super Formula Championship on Wednesday nights, and to Shannon's Insurance for their continued support on the GR86 Nationals on Thursday nights, as well as to all of our other sponsors, including DSL Rail Services, Shunt Scenery, NeuroPower, and Grim Industries, the home of the V8 coffee table, where you can find it on Prime Video's Top Gear Australia in their little news and interview sections in the studio. We also appreciate your time here once again. If you want to be notified anytime we go live on SRWtv, be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe, and the bell icon on the YouTube channel. You will get notified whenever we go racing, including the Sunday night Warren Brown Tools V8 Supercars Championship, where we will be racing this Sunday night at Fuji for round number 5, and also for all of next week for round 6 for every series other than the Friday night double bubble, which will go round 5 as well. That'll include the Tuesday Warren Brown Tools V8 Supercar Series, the Wednesday Cooler Master Super Formula Championship, the Thursday Shannon's Insurance GR86 Nationals, the Friday double bubble of Legends World Challenge and Warren Brown Tools GTD Series, as well as the Sunday night Warren Brown Tools V8 Supercars Championship. But until next time, thank you all for joining us once again. I've been Hamish Munro alongside Stefanie Piccoli as always. Thank you for your time. We thank you for being here once again. But until next time, we'll see you on SRWtv. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
This is amazing. I was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mosca and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down to the hill. Sam Noble wants to snip on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because tell you what, Bruce Tanak and Jamie Dyke just absolutely drove away from us.